So a lot of people like my looking for the return of Christ, whatever that looks like. The return of Christ, rapture, a fake alien event followed by the real return of Christ, which is probably 3.5 years after the fake alien event with the Antichrist. But anyways, I'm a 35-year-old single woman with not like bragging, but like truthfully, there are a lot of men who do love me. These would be considered prospects. And it's like they can't seem to manifest from their mind to reality. And this is the tactic of the enemy, it seems, because I mean, in God's perfect will, like there would be no reason for me to be, living alone the way I am when I've had so many good relationships. Like I'm saying, I've had so many good relationships that didn't end terribly. And it's like still I'm sitting here alone, single, and I'm not complaining about it, but it's a phenomenon. Because where's the disconnect, dude? It's because Satan has a grip on the minds of men in the world because of the money, right? Because of the money and the way that the world is run, the system, because of the system. It's like cash in hand with a memory of you. So long, cowboy, you're so cool. Cash in hand with a memory of you. Because they go for the cash. I guess it's a survival thing. They don't really full trust in God or Jesus. But this most recent mix-up, it's like, I'm waiting for the return of Christ. Like, do you want Jesus to come back? And a Muslim doesn't even know what that means. Sad, but they need to learn the gospel. Like, doesn't even know what that means. And there's like this pleading. It's like, in order to like make a life with a woman, like the woman's got to be the center of your world. And the man would say, well, you are the center of my world. No, it's true. I'm the center of your world in your mind, but your mind is not manifesting into reality. See, my mind does not manifest reality as a woman. A man's mind manifests reality. But Satan comes in and he creates a disconnect between the man and his ability to manifest reality from his mind to reality. This is the disconnect. The man can't make reality reflect what's in his mind because he feels so much pressure from the world. So it's like story time after time after time after time, again. It's like the man can't seem to manifest what's in his mind into reality. Like they need to bring Christ into the equation. So Christ's return, I mean, observing the solar eclipse and the way that it's changing the minds of people and like the revelations that are coming to me, the revelations I see coming to everyone else, we're all saying the same thing. So it's definitely happening. The Holy Spirit is pouring out like Pentecost. And so maybe Christ's return is like that of Revelation 17:8. The beast that was and is no longer. Like the beast that is created by the world is no longer. The return of Christ in the minds of men. So I'm like, honestly, it's like just take somebody to take the courage to make their mind manifest reality. And you don't think I don't have other prospects? And I'm not saying this like a threat or to create jealousy, but truly, it's like, you don't think I have other prospects. It's just, you guys can't seem to make reality reflect what is in your mind. There's got to be a revolution of the heart, Christ's return in the minds of men, in the hearts of men. One of you need to be able to manifest reality from your mind and your heart. Because I'm not going to live under the spiritual authority of Satan. I'm not going to live under like, oh, you've got a relationship, but the man is beholden to the whore of Babylon and Satan. Even though he's a man of God, he's beholden to the whore of Babylon and Satan. I won't settle for that. So it's left a lot of open-ended relationships that were really good to end not really on bad terms, and still it's like the money can go away, the love remains. So The money can be taken away, but the love can never be taken away, and the love is still there. But still, it's like one of you need to be able to create reality out of your mind and your heart. Through this could be like the return of Christ. This could be like Revelation 17:8. This could be the way that manifests, because I feel like that's the gentlest way. I feel like that's God's mercy. Like, I feel like that's the most gentle way God would have it. But in the meantime, I'm not mad about it. I'm just observing it like a phenomenon. I'm not upset. I'm not mad. I'm not lonely. I'm not suffering. I'm not any of these things. I'm not worried. It's just a phenomenon that I'm explaining to you from my experience of being a woman with the men in the world. And the convergence of love, but something is coming in between the minds of men that is disconnecting them from creating reality based on what they want. And they don't really want that because there's an imposition. There's still a fear. There's still a fake obligation that they feel. But this is all the tactic of the enemy, it seems. Nothing, and a narcissist will say there's something wrong with me, right? But it's like, no, it's like, we've been over that. It's not me, right? It's not me. And that's when the discard happens. Because you can't convince me it's me. Come on, dude. Women have dualism. Men have dualism. Come on, dude. You're the sons of God. You're the fallen. You're the ones. And you have the power. My mind does not create reality. The Jezebel will say, my mind will create reality, but she's just going to manipulate a man to do whatever in its relationship. My mind does not create reality. I'm not a Jezebel. I understand that a man's mind creates reality. That's sustainable, I should say. So, like, if a woman's mind is creating reality, all these women are like, I'm going to manifest. Yeah, manifest for yourself. Like, I'll do it for myself. But I'm not manifesting the will of anyone else because I'm not a witch. I'm not a Jezebel. I understand the natural laws here. I understand that only the manifestation of a man's mind is sustainable in the eyes of the Lord. And until then, I'm under the protection of the Lord. And I manifest for myself, for my own health and well-being. But I'm not here sitting like trying to manifest my own will for whatever. I'm just like, whoever has the courage to throw the whore of Babylon off his back, to relinquish the imposition of the enemy, to create, it's like maybe their minds are not creating reality because maybe their minds are just under their what do you call it, beholden by Satan. Their minds are beholden by Satan. And I'm not saying like it's horrible. It's just like the world was largely run by Satan. So I'm just not about that, right? Like, I'm just not interested. Like, maybe if I diminished myself to be compatible with one of these men in their current situation, but then I would be living in bondage. But Jesus broke me out of bondage, so I can't live in bondage. I can't take a partner who is still beholden to Satan, even though it's not all bad, but I can't diminish myself because I've already been taken out of bondage. So I cannot join my life with someone who's still under bondage. And I think a lot of men in the world are still under bondage because though the minds of men create reality, women's do not. This is why women shouldn't be in power, because it's scientifically proven. People don't listen when we speak, and thank God, because I don't want to speak. I don't want to have to do this. I don't want to have to do any of this. But the minds of men follow a female principle. So largely the money, the spirit around the money in America, the Babylon spirit is a female principle, and it's the negative female principle. So anyways, they're following like a spirit of a female. It's the negative female principle. If you follow the spirit of Christ, then you would be able to manifest into reality Christ's will for your life coupled with a woman. But until then, I'm taken out of bondage by Jesus Christ. I've already been like moved out of bondage, relocated out of bondage, time and time again, out of bondage. layers, pulling back out of bondage. I'm out of bondage. So, and then, naturally, I feel like that's very attractive to men. So then there's this adoration from the man, but the man is not following suit, right? So they're double-minded. Their mind is after you, but their mind is also after the money or whatever is gobbling up their attention, their time, and their money. So that's kind of why I became more, I guess, dominant over the time and the money, right? That's why a woman needs to stand up for the time and the money. I want your time. I want your money. Yeah, I want your money. In the past, it was like, oh, you're just in it for the money, gold digger. And it's like, yeah, obviously, because I'm going to give you everything. Dude, obviously, I want all your money. Obviously. It's so funny because historically, they're like, gold digger, you're after the money. But it's like, yeah, of course I want your money. I want your everything. And I'm going to give you everything. So I feel like this whole gold digger, and I'm not a gold digger, don't get me wrong, but the sons of God are really good at accumulating wealth. So naturally, I've never dated somebody who was not, for their age, very well off. It just happens naturally. But no one's ever accused me of being a gold digger. But I think it's funny because that whole narrative is out there of like maybe a negative female, but it's like, yeah, dude, naturally. And then like, yeah, dude, naturally, I want all your money. Obviously. The hell else? What else? Obviously. In this world, obviously. And that will likely multiply in the coming days. Because in the coming days, if you're beholden to the whore of Babylon, the ship is sinking, right? But you'll find your wealth and abundance in the adoration for the love in your mind manifesting itself into reality. And then that creation is what God is going to support, right? That's where the abundance is going to flow. The abundance is going to stop flowing, probably at a devastating rate, out of those who are beholden by Satan and the whore of Babylon. And the abundance is going to flow substantially through the adoration of God's women who are out of bondage. I'm not in bondage. I don't have any debt. I cost nothing. Everything, my life is out of bondage. I'm in no bondage. I cost nothing. I have no debt. Right? And I'm not beholden to any negative spirit, but Jesus, and I'm only beholden to Jesus Christ. It's a beautiful position to be in. So the enemy cannot stop God's will, but he'll slow it down. So in the meantime, you know what? I'll just be chilling. I'll just be chilling in my beautiful, I love where I live. People are like, oh, get out into nature, go out into nature. I'm like, I literally live in nature. I'm so grateful. I don't have to drive an hour to go to nature. I live in nature. I'm so grateful. I put my bare feet on the ground. There's grass. There's chickens. I got baby chicks. They're so freaking cute. My goodness, they're so cute. It's great. I'm out of bondage. And the return of Christ is I think the most gentle, merciful way the return of Christ can happen would be the return of Christ in the minds of men who have been beholden by Satan. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. These are post-eclipse revelations. Rowdy Wood, good to see you. Joe, good to see you. All right, check you later.